Good day, students. Today we will discuss the operations on rational algebraic expressions. For the Aransan students, we are now in cycle 4 and we have two sessions. For session 1, we will discuss the multiplication and division of rational expression. For session 2, we have the addition and subtraction of similar and dissimilar algebraic expressions. For today, let's have first the multiplication of rational expressions. So here in multiplication of rational expressions, we can say that the product of two rational expressions is the product of the numerators and the denominators. So it is same on how to multiply simple fractions. Wherein, as we can see in this illustration or in this symbol, we have A over B times C over D, and the product will be AC over BD, where the value of B and D must not be equal to 0. Why? Because when B and D is equal to 0, the denominator will also be equal to 0, and that is considered as undefined. So we the expression or the rational expression must not be undefined. Okay, that's why we have this condition. Let's proceed with the three examples. So we have three examples here, and we have to find the product and express the rational expression to its lowest term. Let's have first letter A. So I can show to you two ways how to solve this example. We have y squared over 10 times 5 over y. First thing to do for the first way, we have let's say this is the first method. Okay. So let's say we have y squared over 10 times 5 over y. So you can use the uh, proper way or the common way how to find its product. Multiply the numerators and denominator. So we have y squared times 5. We have 5y squared. And then 10 times y, we have 10y. And then we will simplify the expression. So the lowest term of 5 over 10 is equal to 1 half. And then we will simplify the expression. So we have y squared over y. That will be equal to y. So we have now y here. And then just simplify. Therefore, we have y over 2. Therefore, the final answer is y over 2. How about the second method? We can use the cancellation for the second method. It is the easiest way or the shortest way to find its product. So we have y squared over 10 times 5 over y. Yeah. So we can use the cancellation. Let me use another color. So we can cancel or divide out or cancel out the y variable. So y squared, y will become 1. Y squared will become y. We just subtract the exponent. And then same with 10 and 5. 5 will become 1 and 10 will become 2. Then proceed with the multiplication of rational expression. So we have y times 1, that is y. And then 2 times 1, that is 2. So we come up with the same answer. It's up to you, class, if what method you want to use, but still the answer is the same. Okay, next, let's have the next example. We have we have to find the product of 9a squared b over 4m squared n cubed and 2mn squared over 3a squared b raised to the fourth power. Let's have the first method. Let's have the first method. Let me write the given first. So we have 9a squared b over 4m squared n cubed times 2m n squared over 3a squared b raised to the fourth power. So for the first method, you have to find the product of numerators and denominators, right? So we have 9a squared b times 2m n squared over 4m squared n cubed times 3a squared b raised to the fourth power. Diba? And then let's simplify the factors or the numbers that has the same factors. So we can have, let me use another different color of pen. So we can simplify 9 over 3, right? So 3 will become 1 and 9 will become 3. Same with 4 and 2. So 4 will become 2 and 2 will become 1. Then let's have the variables. So as you can see, we have a squared and a squared. A squared will be cancelled out or divide out. And then we have b. We can cancel out b, and b raised to the fourth power will become b cubed. Just subtract the exponent. And then for m, we can cancel out m, and then m squared will become m. And then we have n cubed, then n squared. We can cancel out n squared, subtract exponent 3 minus 2. That's why n cubed will become n. And then we will just uh, write the remaining terms. So we have 3 times 1 here, so it will become 3. And then we have 2mn, 2mn b cubed. So the answer will be 3 over 2mn b cubed. This will be the answer. Now let's have the second method. So they are almost the same. We will use the cancellation. Diba? So we have 9a squared b over 4m squared n cubed times 2m n squared over 3a squared b raised to the fourth power. So let me use again another color. Let's have the cancellation. By the way, class, when you will use cancellation, make sure it is from one numerator and then one denominator. Di po pwedeng parehong numerator. Okay? So we have 9 and 3. So 3 will become 1, 9 will become 3. And then we have a squared. We can cancel out a squared. And then b will be cancelled out. And then b raised to fourth power will become b cube. And then we have 4 and 2. It will become 1. 4 will become 2. And then m, subtract exponent. We have now m. Same with n. So we have n. Then just copy the remaining terms. Multiply the numerators. 3 times 1, we have 3. And then 2 times 1, the numerical coefficient, so that is 2. And then just copy the remaining variables or terms. So we have m and b cubed. So we come up with the same answer on the first method. Okay? Next one. Let's have the last example for multiplication. We have now x minus 3. We have to find the product of x minus 3 and 6 over x squared minus 3x. Okay? Let's have first, let's evaluate. As we can see, x minus 3 doesn't have a denominator, right? So it means the denominator of x minus 3 is 1. Okay? Then proceed with the product of numerators and denominators. So we have x minus 3 times 6. That will be x times the quantity x minus 3. And then 1 times x squared minus 3x is equal to x squared minus 3x. Now, class, in this time, you have to watch my previous lesson about simplifying rational expression. Okay, we will apply the different steps how to simplify rational expression. Okay, you can watch the previous lesson. So we have now 6 times the quantity x minus 3. We will just copy the numerator. And then for the denominator, we can use the common monomial factor to factor out this polynomial or CMF. CMF means common monomial factor. Okay? So the GCF of x squared and 3x is x, diba? And then divide both sides by the GCF. Divide these two terms by GCF. X squared divided by x is equal to x minus 3x divided by x is equal to 3. Okay? And then we will cancel out or divide out the common factors. So we can divide out x minus 3. Then the remaining terms are 6 over x. Therefore, the product of x minus 3 and 6 over x squared minus 3x is 6 over x. That will be the final answer. Okay? Next, let's proceed with the second part, which is the division of rational algebraic expressions. Now, we have to familiarize ourselves first with the multiplication before we proceed with division. So make sure everything is clear with the division. With the multiplication rather. Okay? Now, for the quotient of two rational expressions, we will obtain the quotient by multiplying the dividend by the reciprocal of the divisor. It is same with the process of division of simple fractions. So to find the quotient of the simple fractions, you have to find first the reciprocal of the divisor, then proceed with multiplication. If you still remember, we have the keep, change, and flip. Okay, during your grade level 6, 7, diba? We have the keep, change, and flip. Keep the dividend, change the operation, and then flip the divisor or the reciprocal of the divisor. So it is still same with the rational or the division of rational expression. Okay, so this is the symbol that we have. Now I have here two examples. We have to find the quotient and express the final answer into lowest terms. Let's have first letter A. So we have 6ab squared over 4cd divided by 9a squared b squared over 8c squared d. Okay? So we can use the keep, change, and flip. Keep, change, flip. So the we will keep the dividend. So we have 6a b squared over 4cd. And then change the operation into multiplication. That's why we have multiplication. So we will multiply. And then flip or find the reciprocal of the divisor. That's why we have 8c squared d over 9a squared b squared. Right? And then we will apply our knowledge on how to multiply rational expression. We can use the second method, yung cancellation po. Okay? So we can cancel out 6 and 9. 6 will become 2. 9 will become 3. And then we have the a. A will be cancelled out. A squared will become a. And then the variable b, since they have when we subtract 2 b squared divided by b squared, 2 minus 2 is equal to 0. Any number raised to 0 is equal to 1. So this will be divided out or cancelled out. And then 8 and 4, 4 will become 1, 8 will become 2, and then c, you can cancel out c, and then c squared will become c. Then d, the same with the b, you can cancel out d. Okay? And then proceed with the product of numerators and denominators. 2 times 2c, that will be equal to 4c. And then 1 times 3a is equal to 3a. Therefore, the answer or the quotient for this example is 4c over 3a. Okay. Next, how about letter B? So we have n squared minus 25 over n squared plus 5n divided by n plus 5 over n. Okay. Uh, let's use the keep, change, and flip. Keep the dividend. So we have n squared minus 25 over n squared plus 5n. Change the operation. We have the multiplication, and then flip the divisor. So we have n over n plus 5. Okay? And then, we can use now first the factoring of polynomials before we have the product of numerators and denominators. Okay? So as you can see in the numerator of the dividend, we can use the DTS or the difference of two squares. So you have to recall how to factor out difference of two squares. And then for the numerator, we can use the common monomial factor. Okay? So let's solve first the n squared, the factors of n squared minus 25. So we will use the difference of two squares or the DTS. Step 1, find the square root of n squared and square root of 25. So we have n, square root of n squared is equal to n, and square root of 25 is equal to 5. Then step 2, form the factors, two binomial, one addition, and one subtraction. Then just copy the square. So we have n plus 5, or the quantity of n plus 5 times the quantity n minus 5. So we will just write n plus 5, and then we have n minus 5 over, we will use the factors. We have to find the of factors of n squared plus 5n. We will use the CMF. Find first the GCF of n squared and 5n, that is n, and then divide each term by the GCF, which is n. That's why we have n squared divided by n is equal to n, plus 5n divided by 5, we have 5. Therefore, the factors of n squared plus 5n is n times the quantity n plus 5. Okay? Times, just copy the divisor, we have n plus 5. Okay, now let's have the cancellation. We can cancel out or divide out factors from numerator and denominator. Since we have n plus 5, you can cancel out n plus 5. Same with n, you can cancel out n. Okay, and then just copy the remaining numbers. We have n minus 5 over n plus 5. That will be the final answer. Okay, questions? Okay. Let's proceed with the third part, which is the addition and subtraction of similar rational algebraic expressions. Now, it is still the same with how to add and subtract similar simple fractions. Okay, so what we have to do is to copy the denominator since they are similar, and then add the numerators. Simple as that. Now I have here two examples. We have to find the sum or the difference of the two rational expressions and always find its lowest term. Let's have first letter A. We have to find the sum of x minus 5 over x plus 3 and 7 over x plus 3. Okay? So we will just copy the denominator, which is x plus 3. And then add the numerators. So we have x minus 5 plus 7. Diba? And then just combine like terms in the numerator. So we have copy the denominator x plus 3. Then we have x negative 5 plus 7. The answer is 2. So we have 2. Negative 5 plus 7 is equal to 2, right? So we have x plus 2 over x plus 3. Therefore, this is the final answer. Okay. Questions? Let's proceed with the next example. We have now the difference between 9y squared over y minus 2 and y squared plus 16y over y minus 2. So again, copy the denominator. So we have y minus 2. And then subtract the numerators. We have 9 y squared minus y squared plus 16y. And then we have to subtract the similar terms or like terms. We have 9y squared minus y squared. That is equal to 8y squared plus 16y over y minus 2. Is this the final answer? No, because we can still find its lowest term by factoring. We can use again the CMF. Let's find the factors of 8y squared plus 16y using the CMF. So the factors or the GCF first of 8y squared and 16y is 8y. Then divide each term by the GCF. 8y squared divided by 8y is equal to y plus 16y divided by 8y is equal to 2. Okay. And that's why we have uh oh, there is a correction. Correction class. Let me erase first. There is a correction. So here we have 9y squared minus y squared plus 16y. Ayan. So we have to distribute first the negative sign. Okay. So it will be 9y squared minus y squared minus 16y. Okay. And then we have y minus 2. Yan. Then subtract the like term. So we have 9y squared minus y squared. It is equal to 8y squared minus 16y over y minus 2. So what we have to find the factors is 8y squared minus 16y. Okay. And then find its GCF. Still we have 8y. And then divide each term by the GCF. This will be y minus 16y divided by 8y is 2. Yeah. So these are the factors. We have now 8y, y minus 2 over y minus 2. Okay? And then we can now cancel out or divide out the common factors, which is y minus 2. That's why the final answer is equal to 8y. Therefore, therefore the difference of these two rational expression is equal to 8y. Okay? Do you have any questions? So be careful with the signs. Tulad po nito. Okay? So you have to distribute first the negative sign before you proceed with the factoring and simplifying the rational expressions. Okay? How about dissimilar rational expression? How we add and subtract dissimilar. So it is same on how to add and subtract similar simple fraction. You have to find first the LCD. Step 1, find the LCD. Step 2, use the LCD to express the rational expression as similar. So we have to make the expression similar rational. And then step 3, you will proceed with to addition or subtraction. Then step 4, find its simplest form or the lowest term. So I have here two examples. Let's have first example letter A. We have negative 3a over 4x plus 5 over x plus 7 over 6x squared. So we have to find its sum. Step 1, you have to find the LCD of 4x, x, and 6x squared. Okay? So the LCD of numerical coefficient 4, 1, and 6 is equal to 12. And then the LCD of the variables is the variables that has the largest exponent or highest exponent. That's why we have x squared. So the LCD of 4x, x, and 6x squared is 12x squared. So we have now 12x squared. Now we have to find the first term. It is same with the process how to obtain simple fractions. So let's have the solution here. So you have to divide and then multiply. For the first term, 12x squared divided by 4x. So that is equal to 3x times the numerator negative 3. That's why the answer is negative 9x. So we will write negative 9x. For the second term, same process, 12 LCD divided by the denominator, which is x. So the answer is 12x. Then multiply the numerator, which is 5. Okay? And then we have to find the product, or we have to multiply the 12x and 5, di ba? So that is same on the process how we find the simple fraction. So we have 12 times 5, that is equal to 60, right? And then we have x. Therefore, we have positive 60x. And then for the third term, again, 12x squared divided by the denominator 6x squared. So this is equal to 2, and then times 7. So we have 2 times 7 is 14. We have now plus 14. And then combined like terms, we have negative 9 minus 60. The answer is 51. We have 51x plus 14 over 12x squared. Yeah. And then we have to think if we can simplify 51. Can we divide 51 by 7? Or is there a lowest term for this? So if the 51x plus 14 over 12x squared is the lowest term, that will be the final answer. Okay? But if in case that there is a lowest term for this expression, you have to find its lowest term. Okay? Next, how about this one? It is a combination of addition and subtraction of rational expression. Okay? So we can start first with the addition, which is x minus 3 plus 3x minus 2 over 4. Then let's proceed with the subtraction. Okay? So let's have first, or we can also um, have its LCD. Okay? Pwede rin po iyon. Or isa-isahin natin. Let's have the solution. We have x minus 3 plus 3x minus 2 over 4 minus 2x minus 1 over x minus 2, 1. So let's have this solution. First, the LCD, automatically, the denominator of x minus 3 is equal to 1. Okay? So in this case, the LCD of the three denominators is equal to 4 times x minus 1. Okay? And then we will proceed with the steps. LCD divided by the denominator times the numerator. Let's have the first term. So we have 4x plus 1 divided by 1. So that is 4x plus 1. times x minus 3, which is the denominator. So we have x minus 3. That's right. So we have 4x plus 1 times x minus 3. That is the first term. And then let's have the second term. We have 4x plus times the x plus 1 divided by 4. So that is x plus 1 times 3x minus 2. Okay? The operation is addition. So we have add. And then x plus 1 times 3x minus 2. Okay? Then let's have the third term minus. Yan. We have the third term, 4x plus 1 divided by x minus 1. X minus 1 rather. We have some corrections here. It should be a subtraction. Yan. Because the LCD is x minus 1. So it should be subtraction. Same with here. So we have here subtraction. Yan. Okay, so that is 4x minus 1. 4 times the quantity x minus 1 over x minus 1. So the answer is 4 times the numerator, 2x minus 1. So we have 4, 2x minus 1. Ayan. Now let's simplify this one. Okay. We will use the FOIL method for the multiplication of binomials. And then for this one, you can use the distribution property of equality. Okay? Let's have first the FOIL method. This one, x minus 3 times x minus 1 times x minus 3. So let me erase this part so that we have space. Yeah. I just need some space for this solution. So the FOIL method. Okay. This one we have x minus 1 times x minus 3. So if you forgot the FOIL method, f means first. So you will multiply the first term, x times x, that is x squared. And then we have the outer x times negative 3, that is negative 3x. Inner 1 negative 1 times x, that is negative x. And then L means last, negative 1 times negative 3 is positive 3. And then combine like terms, we will combine like terms. So we have x squared minus 4x plus 3. So we will have 4 times x squared minus 4x plus 3 plus, again, find its product using the FOIL method. X minus 1 times 3x minus 2. So again, first we have 3x times 3x, that is 3x squared. Outer, we have 2x. Inner, we have negative 3x. And then last, negative 1 times negative 2 is positive 2. Combine the like terms, we have now 3x squared minus 5x plus 2. Okay? Then we will write 3x squared minus 5x plus 2. And then, for the last term, we will use the distribution property. So we have 8x minus 4. 8x minus 4. Ayan. And then we have 4x minus 1. Okay. And then we will use again the distribution. This one, we have 4x squared minus 16x plus 12. 4 times x squared, 4x squared. 4 times negative 4x, negative 16x. 4 times 3, we have 12. And then here, since it is positive, we can have 3x squared minus 5x plus 2. Then this one, you have to distribute the negative sign. So we have negative 8x plus 4 over 4 times x minus 1. Then let's combine like terms. I will use another color of pen. So we can start first with the highest exponent, which is 4x and 3x. So that is equal to, I will use this part. So 4x squared plus 3x, we have 7x squared, right? And then let's have the 16, the variable x. We have 16x squared, negative 16x squared, and then minus 5x minus 8x. So let's write here, negative 16x minus 5x minus 8x. Ayan. So let's subtract negative 16 minus 5, that is equal to negative 21, di ba? We have negative 21x minus 8x, that is equal to negative 29x. Okay? So we have now negative 29x. And then for the last term, the constant, we have 12, 2, and 4. So 12 plus 2, we have 14, plus 4, we have we have 12, 14, 4, 18, right? 12 plus 2, we have 14, 14 plus 4, we have 18. And then over 4 times x minus 1. So this will be the final answer or the answer for this expression. Okay? And then if you have a lowest term for this one, you can find its, or if you have the givens that has the lowest term, you have to find its lowest term first. Okay? Do you have any questions? So that's it. It seems like the solution for this problem or for this example is difficult. And just be careful with the symbols or with the signs. Okay? Now that's all for our lesson for today, and I hope you learned something. If you have some questions, you can ask me using my email account or Gmail account, and then you can also comment down your some questions or clarifications about this slide. That's all. Have a nice day. Thank you, students.